About one third of the world's edible food is lost or wasted annually, while the challenge to feed the projected world population of 9.3 billion people by the mid-century will require 60% more food than is currently produced. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development identified reducing food waste as an avenue to increase the availability of food. Because so much food waste is attributable to consumers, it is critical to understand consumer awareness, perceptions, opinions, and attitudes that could partly explain the high level of household food wastage. Even though American consumers throw away about 80 billion pounds of food a year, only about half are aware that food waste is a problem. Even more researchers have identified that most people perceive benefits to throwing food away, some of which have limited basis in fact. A study published in PLOS 1 is just the second peer-reviewed large-scale consumer survey about food waste and is the first in the US to identify patterns regarding how Americans form attitudes on food waste. The results provide the data required to develop targeted efforts to reduce the amount of food that US consumers toss into the garbage each year. The researchers developed a national survey to identify Americans' awareness and attitudes regarding food waste. In July 2015, it was administered to 500 people representative of the US population. The study found that 53% of respondents said they were aware that food waste is a problem. This is about 10% higher than a Johns Hopkins study published last year, which indicates awareness of the problem could be growing. But it is still amazingly low, the researchers said. If we can increase awareness of the problem, consumers are more likely to increase purposeful action to reduce food waste. You don't change your behavior if you don't realize there is a problem in the first place. Among other findings, the study identified general patterns that play a role in people's attitudes regarding household food waste. The researchers see several areas in which to focus educational and policy efforts. First, we can do things to chip away the perceived benefits of wasting food, the researchers said. The study shows that many people feel they derive some type of benefits by throwing food away, but many of those benefits are not real. For example, removing sell-by and use-by dates from food packages could significantly reduce the amount of good food that is trashed. People are confused about the arrays of dates on food packages. In addition, the researchers see an opportunity to help consumers understand the negative environmental impacts of food waste. Food waste is the largest source of municipal solid waste in the US and the most destructive type of household waste in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. Finally, researchers believe better data on measuring household waste could lead to improvements. To combat that problem, the research group is developing a smartphone app to better measure household food waste.